Hey, my name is Danny Vacon. I'm a musician from Calgary. You may recognize me from such things as rock and roll outfit The Dudes, Highkicks, and Dojo Workhorse. This is episode 143.
The Sit Down Podcast is brought to you by Funky Moose Records. We sell new and used vinyl records, inner and outer sleeves, cleaning supplies, turntables, speakers, but we also support some of the artists that we've had on this show by helping them sell their merchandise. So check out funkymooserecords.ca, head over to the merch section, and pick a t-shirt or two. If you use the discount code SITDOWN10, you'll get 10% off your entire order. That is funkymooserecords.ca and SITDOWN10 for 10% off.
I love it, my dude. Thank you and welcome to this show. Man, I haven't stopped talking about you since I saw you at Hanzapalooza at the Cap like a month or two ago. You blew my fucking mind, dude. I had heard like talk of the Highkicks a lot, like from Aspen Beverage and Leah and stuff, and they're like, oh, you should check it out. And I'm like, yeah, I will. And then when I saw you on the bill, like on the poster for that, I was like, okay, I'm like specifically not going to look him up because I want to see it live. Like that's going to be my first take, right? Holy shit, dude. Holy freaking shit.
That's
all I have to say.
That's actually kind of similar to what I did because I heard Leah talk about you and it's like, okay, Leah has some weight. You know, it's like when Leah says this is a good band,
yeah,
okay.
Look out for these guys.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
but I never got the chance to look you up. And then we saw you live. And before you went on stage, the people, you could just feel the buzz in the Cap where people were like, oh, the Highkicks are coming. Let's go.
Everybody just
It's like,
excited.
what the fuck?
Yeah, like where the fuck have you been my whole life, man? I've just did a deep dive on Highkicks.
I think we've been under a rock.
No doubt. So like I'm very excited to have you here, man.
Yep.
I'm sorry if I'm like blowing all this smoke up your ass, dude, but I'm a huge
No,
fan.
I don't mind, man.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. So what we kind of do in the show here is, I don't really want to call it an origin story, but I am very, very curious on like how you got into music and where you got to learn how to play and stuff like that.
Well, I was just thinking about how cool it was to go to shows like completely fresh, man. That's one of my favorite things to do, man. It's like probably like internet dating. I haven't tried that yet, but
Yeah.
just going completely fresh, like, who? I don't even know, man. Somebody been talking about Karen. Who knows? So,
There might be a Karen out there for me.
I wrote my first song when I was, I think I was 4 or 5 years old, and it was a total ripoff of Kenny Rogers' The Gambler. But how'd it go? It says something like, Grandpa had a car, an old rusty car. It had holes in it, and it wouldn't run. So we brought it to the crusher. He brought it to the crusher. It's a little repetitive. This kid wasn't super inventive. He brought it to the crusher, and then he bought a brand new car. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That was the first one. That was the introduction into the scene, hey?
Yeah, that was my first thing. I was like, man, hey, you can just invent things like out of nowhere. It's an amazing power.
No doubt. Did you I'm just fucking blown away. Your ability to be able to sing and just play the bass as well as you do blows my mind. How difficult is that to do that? I'm sure you're very experienced at it now, but like going into that, was it hard to pick that up?
Yeah, I mean, if I played like a real bass player, it would be super hard because that's like two singers really. It's like a duet, but I just play the bass exactly like the guitar.
Yeah, that's how I describe to others too. Like what happened on stage is like, this Highkicks dude, he just plays the bass like a guitar. It's gnarly.
Oh, dude, it was so fucking amazing. Have you, like, okay, I get, I'll bring it back to Liat here a little bit too. I'm presume that you and Liat have known each other for quite some time, right?
Man, I've been asked this before, and I can't even imagine. I've known him for so long, but I can't. You ever have a friend where it's like, where did this start, though, man? It's like our friendship's like the beginning of the universe. Like,
right?
What was before that? How did this happen?
No, that makes sense.
And all of a sudden, there's all this stuff. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mentioned something a little earlier about a little surprise. I don't even know if I gave you a heads up on this, but I don't know if it was like a month ago or what. I was hanging out with Liat, and we were just shooting the shit, talking about music and stuff, and we were talking about you, because I was like talking about Hanzapalooza, and I was like, holy fuck, you were right about Highkicks, like they were amazing, all that. And he's like, dude, check this out. So Liat sends me a link to his song and the story. I'm gonna do my best to repeat this story, because I've got permission from all the League of Wolves boys to share this bit of info. So I hope you're okay with this.
If not, I'll cut it out.
Let me have it.
If not, we'll cut it. But Liat was telling me about, he's like, dude, he's like, do you know the song I Live in My Car from League of Wolves? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, do you know how that song came about? And I was like, well, I don't know. You guys fucking wrote it? Like, I have no idea. So he tells me this story on how you went to Skull Creek Studios. There was you, Aspen, and Liat hanging out there for the weekend. I think you were there for 2 or 3 days. And in that period of time, you guys hammered out like 6 or 9 songs or something. And
yeah, man, down in the Capel Valley.
Hell yeah, dude. So he sends me I Live in My Car that was written and performed with you 3. So I actually have the original version I've got a copy of that, and with your permission, the boys are all right with it. If you're okay with it, we'd love to play the original version of that song here for the audience.
I would be fascinated to hear what it actually sounds like. I haven't heard it since probably that weekend. Yeah.
Oh, my dude. Okay, this is... All right, for those of you at home, if you're familiar, I know you guys know who League of Wolves are, because we're really good friends with them. This is like an exclusive. This is the original version of the song.
I went to an ex-girlfriend's for Christmas, and her mom made a yam dish with melted marshmallows on top.
Yes.
Killer,
So-
man. That bass is fuzzy.
No doubt, dude. You use a lot of pedals, hey?
Yeah, man. I always figured that you can wow them with volume if you don't wow them with your talent.
Yeah, I did notice that because it's just the two of you, and
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like it's just the two of you, but it's just the two of you. But the sound that's coming out of you, it's like a full band.
Yeah, man. Volume.
Did you know, Mark, that he's also in the Dudes?
Yep, we just said so.
Yeah, I didn't know if you picked up on that.
It
I'll
was
be
just
honest.
testing if you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't listened to that much of the Dudes, so I'm gonna have to do a little deep dive on them. I think I listened to. I think there was like one song that I played in full, and the rest were just like 20, 30 seconds. The one I played in full was Dead.
What's the third band you're in?
Dojo Workhorse.
Oh yeah.
And then I just released a double album under my own name, Danny Vacon. That's my name.
Oh wow!
Okay. We got to look that up too.
man.
Fucking A,
You've
man.
got to. I'll send you links, man. It's on Bandcamp.
Okay,
Yeah, I
hell
like
yeah.
Bandcamp.
You know what? That's interesting you say that, because there is no Highkicks on like Spotify or any of that. I happened to find the album on YouTube in full. And I wanted
Bandcamp.
to ask you about that. Is there like a specific reason on why that hasn't been like released to like radio or any of that kind of stuff, you know?
Man, I'm the worst manager of my own band for sure. But like, I also like on a not a moral level. I just disagree with Spotify. I feel like they're taking like a lot of the fun out of it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. No, well, that's
Yeah.
that's
And with Bandcamp, you actually get paid, so that's nice too.
Yeah, man, you get paid the most out of any of those downloading services. Man, if you're gonna be a Spotify, we already had Spotify. It was Napster, man, and it was free, and it did the exact same wonderful thing. And like, no one made billions, and and no one made like laughable pennies. I didn't come here to complain, though. Jeez, Danny.
no.
No, but it's a valid point. The reason I don't use Spotify but I use Tidal is because Tidal pays the artist more. That's my whole reason. I mean,
Still nickels and dimes, but at
Yeah.
least it's not pennies kind of thing. Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, if I can get music on Bandcamp, I'd definitely go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but then I battle with the thought too. Is like, man, how much are you sacrificing in exposure? Would that translate to more actual sales or whatever? Like, maybe I should be getting over myself and like my these walls I've put up, against the system.
Right. Well, you've been okay. So you wrote your first song at like 4 or 5 years old. How old were you when you like legitimately started like recording tracks and like playing shows?
Ooh, I think I started entering like contests when I was like 16, and I got my first guitar when I was 16. So I started writing songs right away. And when I say contests, I think I entered like 2 talent shows and like a cable TV contest
Oh,
Nice. So are you
with a guy named Scott Rollins, and it's all coming back to me. Scott Rollins.
Scott? That name actually sounds familiar.
yeah. I don't know why.
I think he was like a cable TV darling, and then he made it to like Global News or the A Channel, whatever it was back then.
Interesting.
And then there was some controversy, and then so he was that handsome, charming fella, and then something happened, and then he disappeared.
I see. Have you? So you're in Alberta, right? And
Yes, sir.
Are you like born and raised Alberta, or?
I was born in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. So I'm a maritime boy, but I feel like I'm actually a prairie boy now. Like, I've been here. That's where I've had all my firsts, First
Right.
band, first kiss, like first
Yeah.
arrest, lake dip, oversized hat, all that.
Hell yes, dude. Fucking A.
Nice.
And how free? Like like I said before, I've only known about Highkicks through Liat. Honest, I thanked him so much. Honest to God, if it wasn't for Liat, I would have no fucking idea who the hell you are. So I'm very grateful for that. But, like, how frequent does Highkicks and Dudes, like, how often are you hitting the stage and getting out there performing?
Not as much as I'd like or as we used to. You know what's the neat thing about Highkicks in Saskatchewan? Something special is going on there because, like, we don't play there any more or less than any other place, but there's, like, we get the secret Saskatchewan love that's, like, it's weird. We're, like, Saskatchewan and Fuzz are, like, soulmates or secret, somehow in the fabric of the world we fit together super nice.
Oh man, do you guys fit together enough so where you would contemplate moving to Saskatchewan?
You know, like, it's kind of like you want the best of both worlds. Imagine you were in love with someone who was just beautiful and supportive and genuine, but also, like, you don't want to live in the same house as them. What about if they live directly across the street? Which is literally what my friend Cherokee does with his girlfriend. They're both, like, come from, I think, like, divorces or whatever, so they have, like, 2 kids each at least. And then instead of moving in together, his girl bought a house right across the street, man. And it works, like, somehow. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Right. I know someone who does something similar, and her now boyfriend lives down the road. It's like walking distance, but because their families are already so used to the house that they live in, neither family kind of wants to uproot and move to another already existing family home kind of thing. So they've just like, it's just.
And you can never be banished to the couch that way.
Yeah, that's right.
You always have your bed.
I could sleep under my own pool table if I want.
Yeah. You won't be living in your car that way. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's what's awesome. You could also, instead of just having a second house, you could just have a van, because they're just as awesome.
I presume that you've definitely had that life where, like, you're hitting the road, living in the vehicle, fucking touring the world, right? Could you tell us a little bit about that and how that lifestyle is?
That's another thing that's awesome about being in a 2-piece. Like, what the most of the stress is just, like, not having space, man. Oh, man, we all need so much space and control in our lives, you know? And when you're trapped, you say trapped, but, like, yeah, you are trapped. Like, you have no option, like, when you're city to city. And so even though you're with your best boys, like, all of a sudden, man, I don't really like the way the guitar player drinks water. Is that normal? He's so loud. Like, and, like, bam, you kick him in the knees. Like, what was that even for? So it's kind of like that. But when it's just a 2-piece, that's cool, man. You're
right.
Almost alone. Yeah, because the drummer's, he's tired a lot, man. So you're almost alone with your thoughts, man. You can make up little rock songs in your head, you know.
Fucking A. It's okay, and forgive me for not knowing this. I am an idiot. I don't do much research.
I don't believe that.
I just listen to music. That's all I do. So I do not know the name of the drummer in Highkicks.
His name is Matt Doherty.
And are you guys both in the Dudes as well?
Yes, also in the Dudes, yes.
Oh, right on. So how long have you guys been playing together for?
Man, he used to just be my bartender, and I saw him play with this band called, like, Axis of Conversation. They were like a 7 or 8 piece, like, just wild, like, crazy time signatures, and I was like, man, that dude's talented, and also would give me free drinks, and so I knew he was a fair fella. And so I just approached him and I said, I would love to get a thing going. So we started Highkicks probably that week in his garage. Holy smokes. He had this house in in Hillhurst in Calgary. And So to save money, he moved into his garage and just rented out the house at a profit to some buddies of his. And he just like, I get to go in his bathroom sometimes and cook. And he just lived in his garage. And so I met him for the first time in the garage, because that's where he also jams. It was just his drum kit. It's not a nice garage, not like a finished, like some dude had like a renovation skills, no like handyman special. It was gross, man. And he had a bed in the corner and like a dresser, and then just like some empties, and then like posters, unframed posters all over the wall. Like, this dude is like in it, man. He's 100% genuine. And yeah, man, I think we probably booked a show probably like a month later.
Oh, nice.
Just like, better get cracking on writing some songs, because we got a show.
Right. So then, so the first show that you guys got to play together, were you guys able to fill that set with all original tunes, or did you guys have to do like cover songs in there too?
No, that's even harder than learning your own tunes. Yeah. Man, I can only hold, I don't know if any of you guys are musicians, but I can hold like 2 or 3 covers in my mind at one time. And then when you introduce another one of them's got to go, and you don't even get to choose which one. You find out which one you lost later at the campfire or something.
Right.
What was the question?
Just if you guys were able to fill that first gig that you guys did with all original music.
I can't even I'm trying to remember what our first show was, but I think the goal was to write 5 songs, and like, tough shit, man, if that's what you got. And when you make a big deal of it, we were always good at long drawn out like cheesy endings, you know, like 3 more times, like we were kind of right on that, like right from the start. So we could stretch those 5 into like a good, like a thick 20 minutes.
Fucking A, dude. Nice. Fucking A.
I know you guys have one cover in your repertoire right now, and it keeps getting fucking stuck in my head.
Which one was that one?
Power of Love.
Oh, that's been in your head is that why it's been in your head all day? Is because he's coming on?
Yep.
That's fucking hilarious. I did not put 2 and 2 together on that one.
Oh, that's why you were so confused.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like, why? Like, were you watching Back to the Future or some shit?
No.
I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Because it's a Highkicks song now.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. You are an amazing songwriter. So not only did Liat send me I Live in My Car, but I do have another one of yours that I would say is definitely second to Good Life. And if you're okay with it, I would love your permission to be able to play this for the audience out there. So I do have Shit's Okay from the same session you did with those 2 boys at Skull Creek. Is that okay if we drop that one in here right away?
I would also love to hear that, yeah.
You got it, buddy. Coming right up. So this is Shit's Okay.
Have you heard about our new radio station? It's called Funky Moose Radio, where we play alternative and indie rock, sprinkle in some blues and Americana. We feature the music from our guests on this podcast at least once per hour. These songs can be in any genre. We're working on getting the station on every mobile app available, but the easiest way to listen is at funkymooseradio.ca. You should also become a VIP because we'll be giving away some prizes. Again, check it out at funkymooseradio.ca.
Sorry for the interruption, you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys about Muse Canada. They're a new arts and entertainment media connection and support network. Skip the algorithms of social media and connect with other entertainment professionals across Canada. Sign up today for $5 a month or use the promo code FunkyMoose2021 for 10% off. That is FUNKYMOOSE 2021 for 10% off. Back to the show.
You've got a care in the world? Bullshit, you're wearing dirty white shorts. You don't give a shit about anything. Quit your bitching.
So I met you on a Monday. We were in love by Tuesday. On an asshole on Wednesday. Girl, that's just what you say. See, I called you on a Sunday, and your sister said, Jenny's not at home. But I heard you laughing in the the background. What's up with that now? Oh, it's hard when a man wants love and his heart's spent. It's last buck in his parts when tripping on stuff in his starts and leaning on flames. You call me sick and twisted when you caught me going through your purse, girl. I just wanted to leave a little note that said how much I care. Here's what's free when you're so broke. Outside dirt, inside jokes. Everyone's high when you're this down. By fake drugs, girl runs round, but hey, shit's okay. Played right bad, still got paid. Hey, shout your name. All our pains doused in flames. Jenny, I heard you're living out of the back of your mama's dancing these days. Ain't no shame in that. Drinking out of mason jars strictly. Is that how far you got? We're gonna stall and laugh and love in the back of a abandoned jealous parking lot with a Z hanging down, drooping like a crooked hand. You know what I'm saying? It's hard when a man wants love and his heart spent. It's last buck in his parts when tripping on stuff in his starts and leaning on friends. I'm broke, man. I spent my last $10 on garbage bags and duct tape for my back window. What's a sillow? Fucking window. Here's what's free when you're so broke. Outside dirt, inside jokes. Everyone's high when you're this down. By fake drugs, girl runs round, but hey, shit's okay. Played right bad, still got paid. Hey, shout your name. All our pains doused in flame. There will come a day when we're all straight running here. Everyone will say that we're all straight running here. Butler and a maid get 'em right paid running here. Juicy bunch of copper, these knives stop killing it. Love and evil life, but now stop killing it. Waiting for the drop, won't stop killing it. Triple on the top, now stop killing it. There will come a day, right straight running it. Everyone will say, we're all straight running it. Every single day, all straight running it. Butler and a maid, get 'em right paid. Right paid running it. Right paid running it. Right paid running it. Get 'em right paid.
So you haven't heard these songs since you kind of
This
recorded them
one,
there?
you know, this one I got Aspen to send me after the fact, and he lost it for a long time. It's, and you know how computers just disappear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I did have to listen to it a couple times because there's like a few lines in there. I'm like, what the fuck did he just say there? Like I couldn't
That
make it out.
dude was.
It's so
He was
raw.
hammered, man. No, he was drunk and making up every word on the spot. It was like 4 a.m. after like a full day of like recording, like just making up songs on the fly, and just like, all right, now get in there and have another, have another drink and just sing your heart out on me.
Fuck, it's just.
And you came up with these lyrics kind of on the spot, or
Yeah, man. I think we like went like probably like 4 different rounds of just improv, just effing around. We're just drunk and high as hell, man.
Oh,
Those
man.
other guys don't. They're good if their parents are watching. They don't dabble, but I was pretty perfectly right, man.
Perfectly content. That is one of the songs that I've been playing on fucking repeat on my drive to and from Saskatoon. The night Lee had sent it to me, I was in Saskatoon, and legit, that was like me spiraling out on the drive home. That song was on fucking repeat over and over and over, and it just, I love it, dude. I fucking love that song.
Thanks.
So
Those gangs are so fun. Like that hook is so like, it just seems so joyous and brotherly and like.
Oh yeah,
it's
the
a shame
chorus,
because no one's ever released this. Like it's just sitting around and like no one, even if we were to release it, like who does under like what and like. But this is so dope that you're playing it for people because it's a shame that no one gets to hear it. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was telling Leah. I was like, dude, this has to be heard. Like what? Like how long ago was that? Like when did you guys do that? I'm guessing like fucking 8 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I'm bad at time. I was gonna say 6, but like I say, man, time is wild to me.
Yeah,
I believe that. Yeah.
I just can't understand how something so great could just sit there idly for that period of time. I have not heard the other tracks that you guys wrote, but if they're anything like these two are, god damn, man, you gotta fucking put those out there. You have to,
man.
dude.
But then again, how under what? Highkicks? But Leah and Aspen have a hand in there. You know,
Right,
Well,
yeah.
you could even just put it under your name and then just give Leah and Aspen some like fucking royalty or credit on it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like I think I only am like the front man of like a third of them. I think the other was I don't know, man. If you actually get a hold of any of those tracks, send them to me. I'd like to hear them too.
I most definitely will. If you want, I'm pretty sure Leah's watching this too. I'm going to send you I Live in My Car right now.
Yeah, man.
So I'll just forward you the link that Leah had sent me there.
Oh, we were kicking around the idea of putting just putting it under a moniker, and we couldn't land on a name. But tell me what you think of this name, because I love it still. I think about it to this day, and like it's like I might call another project this, but the Capel Valley Dirt.
Capel Valley. Okay,
Like,
well, so
that's where we
Capel
recorded it. Like
Valley.
the Capel, like it's like a native. Is it a reservation over there?
Capel Valley? I don't think so.
it might. If not, it's
There might be
maybe
one there.
close to one.
Yeah.
It's where Buffy St. Marie is from. Oh, she's
Well,
like
you
a
know Buffy
Canadian superstar
Yeah, she's
from the '60s mostly, but.
Yeah.
Oh, also, have you guys driven through there? That little
Yep.
path.
Yep.
Have you guys ever
It's-
seen anything crazy on the highway?
Like what do you mean? Like fucking
Define-
ghosts and shit?
Define crazy.
Something, maybe. Man, like I just remember when I was driving out there to do this recording. Man, for years I couldn't explain it. It just looked like a super long white dog, like ripped across the highway as I'm bombing down it. It's pitch black night, but like, so it looked like a long dog, but fast like a deer. You know, like how they
Right.
can like rocket across like lanes of highway, like. Man, the deer are amazing, but this one was a white dog. But then I was just like watching some like crazy YouTubey stuff, and that looks exactly like what what skinwalkers look like, and they're all from like native reservations who like somebody did a bad Indiana Jones or something, and
Right.
set the curse up, and now those dudes are running in front of vans. Maybe.
Maybe. You
Maybe.
know what? I'll.
Could have been fog, but
I
like your
definitely.
story.
I grew up
I
around.
should draw it for you. I'll draw it for you, and I'll send it in, and then we'll.
okay.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put the image up
Put it
here,
right up here,
I grew up around St. Louis, Saskatchewan, and there's like a lot of stories out there. If you look it up, you can find it of like the St. Louis ghost train, right? The St. Louis Phantom Light. And my dude, I've been bugging Aspen. I would love to show him where that is. But we used to go there all the time. They're like, you're not allowed there. There's no trespassing, my dude. I've been arrested there. All kinds of bullshit went on there. So many parties. But I've seen that light so many fucking times, and the only way that I can explain it is it's legitimately a ghost train. It's the ghost of the train. 100% without a doubt in my mind. I've seen it like from me to him away. Probably like this big around in the pitch dark night, lit up the sky as bright as it is in this room with like 20 of us there. Just like, what the fuck is that thing, right? That's the only time I've seen anything like spiritual or ghost-like that was like legit. You know,
Yeah,
usually
man.
you can explain something like, oh, well, that's whatever. That's because this happened and that. That fucking ghost train, dude, I bet you to this day still acts and does shit like that.
No, I don't doubt that for a second, man. Like, it's weird to me, like, people's positions that they take in the world is that, like, the world must be less magic than it seems. And I'm like, I promise you, the world is way more insane and, like, magic than we could have ever imagined, man. But, yeah, almost everything's real.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, man, and I agree with you. Like, the bottom line is we're on a floating rock in outer space.
Yeah, you don't think that's impossibly amazing? That's amazingly impossible, man.
I know, right?
You come from, like, some dude's, like, nuts, man. Like, you're a possibility out of, like, a billion things, you know? Like, and that's probably not the most magical thing. But, like, how about, like, the fact that you have, like, more space inside of you, like, you know, more quarks in your body than stars in the known, you know, universe. It's like...
Yeah.
Everyone got to get on some DMT and like start figuring out what's important here.
Right. Have you ever tried DMT?
Yeah, man.
I've never. I probably wouldn't. Where I'm at in my life right now, I have, not that I don't have interest in it, but I just wouldn't do it. I'm curious to know your experience on that. Like, I always hear fucking Joe Rogan talking about it all the time and stuff, so it's like intriguing, and I like those stories.
DMT stands for?
Dimethyltryptophan.
Yeah.
It also makes you sleep after Thanksgiving. Dimethyl something.
It's in Turkey.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the thing, like, there's like all these levels, and I feel like I just like came up short of like where you go there. But like this was my experience, man. Like, it started off, I remember just putting down, you know, the pipe, and like first thing I actually remember saying is like, oh, how wonderful is this? And then all of a sudden you're done. It's like I couldn't figure out if I should like open my eyes because everything was so dazzling and amazing. Then you'd close your eyes and everything would be so dazzling and amazing, and just like all of a sudden you're overcome with these geometric, like, I don't know, just like a geometric fantasy. And the thing that I took away from it the most, I never met any elves or nothing, was just like almost what I was just kind of describing, like the infinite, like outer and also like inner thing. And it was just like all makes sense, you know, how it, I don't know, it's kind of, I think it's just a description of, you know, the cycle of life, but how it also is infinitely small and infinitely large. It's like, you know, we're just here on this plane, and you just kind of, you saw how you exist on this kind of loop plane, which is a very insufficient way of describing what I'm trying to say. I to 100% get that.
Fuck yeah, dude. Have you only done it like once, or have you done it like a few times?
So I bought some, and so I got to that place like a couple times, and here's we weren't just smoking it in the pipe. This is kind of funny. I would also put some in my joints, and and then I just put it in the jar with all the other regular joints, and then months later, when I'm broke, I go like to that, and I'm gonna roll some danger joints out of that same old pile, you know, and just fully knowing that like you're gonna like get the hot chip or whatever, like
Right.
few
It's
times.
coming. Yeah, it's coming.
and so probably just those handful of times, like right in the same weekend, like 3 times in the weekend, and then all those accidental times after. But I've been looking. It's a hard. You don't go into the alley like you used to be like, buddy, like DMT, dimethyl tryptophan.
That's fucking funny, dude. So funny. Have you been able to play any shows since Hanzapalooza?
Man, did I play as? You know what's kind of weird? I was getting wedding shows. Like, what's that all about?
Wedding?
Not only am I not getting awesome rock shows, they're like, everyone's throwing up in my face how they're in love and can afford tuxedos and new shoes and catering. It's rude.
Can they afford it though?
Yeah, I think they're
Or
just
are they
renting
fucking
that
broke
shit.
now?
I like their optimism about the future of the Earth, though.
I have to. I'm just looking at my camera roll here because I'm sure I saw Highkicks on a fucking sign very recently, and I wanted to ask you if you were gonna play it. I'm sure I took a picture of that. Maybe I saw that would have been at like at Amigos or else the Coors Event Center. Like very recently, I saw Highkicks on the sign.
Did they frame that poster and you're like, wow, man, this is such a special show that they already framed it?
No, it actually, it wasn't a poster. It was like one of those chalkboard things that's like on the ground that's standing, and it had Highkicks
A sandwich
written on
board.
Fuck yeah, pretty
That's
much.
way less. Let's go back and pretend it was a poster. That's way cooler.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'll
Imagine-
draw
no,
one out. This was the poster
That's not
that
framed.
I don't.
So you saw it on a sandwich board, and you think that like,
Well, there
they were
wasn't-
just pre-advertising on a sandwich board.
Well, there was like 3 or 4 other band names on there, but Highkicks was on the first name, and then there was 3 or 4 other
Are
bands.
you
on
sure
there.
it wasn't a menu and it was not high kicks but high balls?
Fuck, maybe I was on some fucking TMT or some shit like that, and I didn't know.
Dude, please find that picture, and if it's highballs, I would just like that would be the best thing
dude.
that happened to me all week.
I'm gonna have to look deep here because this was recent. Maybe I took that on Janelle's phone, to be honest, because I don't see it here. But I saw it. I've 100% saw it.
Maybe
And I
it
wanted
was
to
just
ask you
like a
about it.
sock you had, and you thought it was a phone, man. I saw a shadow person once. Did you guys ever see any shadow people?
I have not. I've seen like just being in a house by myself and seeing something like peripherally.
Yeah.
Like shadows peripherally. So I don't know if that's the same thing, but I've saw that. I've saw like shit move without anybody moving it before and be like, what the fuck?
I have it in the basement here every once in a while. It looks like someone's walking by, just saying hi. Okay. Hi.
It could be. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
No, but no, I saw a legit like shadow person like in my room, and I had this like I was living in this old house like right downtown in Calgary, so it was like just one of the last remaining ones, and it was getting surrounded by skyscrapers and condos. And anyway, I lived up in the attic, and so I was lying down on my futon. I used to sleep on a futon. I still do, but I used to too. Whichever, sort of. And I just remember, so I'm like lying on my side, and the street lights are coming in, and I'm just kind of, my awareness is kind of going to the scan in my room. I see the wires from my computer desk. And I get to the bottom of my bed, and there's just this black, faceless, just terrifying figure. And like, I can't move a muscle, and he's not moving a muscle. If I don't want to misgender a shadow, he's probably genderless. Then they grabbed me by my ankles. This is like where it kind of deviates from different shadow person stories that I've heard. But grabbed me by my ankles and pulled me like probably a foot down the futon. And then I like popped up like into awareness, like ran downstairs, like never felt like a fear like that. That's like a fear you only. I never felt a fear like that. Like I thought my heart was gonna effing stop. So that happened.
How old were you when that happened?
I know I was a full-grown man. So I ran downstairs because Keith Ritchie was always downstairs, high on codeine, and he stayed up late. Man, we used to make our own codeine. Those were the days.
How would you even go about making that?
We learned it off the internet. There were these pills called AC and C's. I can tell the listeners now because you can't get them. They barred them from the world.
Interesting.
But yeah, and so you just boil them down, and then let it sit in the freezer. Crush, time, filter. Then you'd be left with this concoction of just water and codeine, and it would like steal the taste from you and like kind of leave your soul a little bit hurt, like permanently.
Like permanently, a little bit, but like permanently.
Yeah.
But like for a day, you'd feel like you were wearing that lead vest that you put on at the dentist.
Oh wow, I've never tried that. Have you?
No,
I know you.
I think I'm good.
I mean, you said earlier that you were afraid to take DMT, but the way I feel about DMT, it's not like acid, like where if you're in a bad headspace, like, oh my God, I'm gonna like,
freak out.
Because I'm really worried about my haircut or something, or how my belly shows off in this halter, or whatever. But in DMT is like, you can only have it fix your life, man. Like you should be afraid of every day. Not afraid of every day, but you should be like annoyed that you haven't done it like yet. Every day is like, oh, I could have fixed a lot of stuff like by now.
Right.
Well, I mean,
right.
it doesn't actually fix anything, but it'll start you on a path like to cutting out like what's not important. You just probably different for everyone, but I submit that you'll probably see with more clarity and be able to achieve more of the things that you want by tossing the things that you don't need.
Right. Well, and that's like I said, I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan, which is one of the only reasons why I do have Spotify. Is like, truth be told, that's why I have that Spotify account, is so I can watch Rogan. But he talks about it all the time, and he says very similar things. Like, he recommends it. Everybody should at least try it once to get that perspective, right? I am truthfully scared to do it because I am a recovering addict, and I'm coming up on 11 years. So I'm kind of like, I'd be scared to do that just for like, for the unknown. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what would happen after that. Would I spiral out and fucking start using again, or who knows, right?
Yeah, man, you're already in a good place, bro. You're happy, right?
Yeah,
and
100%.
You smashed like a very difficult obstacle, man. And if you're worried about it, don't tip the boat, man. The boat's nice.
That's right. Don't tip the boat.
The boat's nice.
That's is nice.
Too.
Didn't you just post something about that? Somebody rocking the boat or some shit like that? What did that say?
Oh, man, I just get in so much trouble for being outspoken online, and everyone thinks I'm being a dick, but I'm just trying to help out, man. And so I think my post was like, hey, man, do you think someone's rocking the boat? I'm actually back here fighting the Kraken, and I wouldn't mind a little help.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. I love it. I love it. You had me laughing the other day. You had said something about going fully retarded or something, and it fucking made me think of that Tropic Thunder. Never go full retard or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I posted that clip, was because of Danny here. I was like,
I was definitely referencing a full retard for Tropic Thunder, but also just in the memory of Norm Macdonald, like, I'm trying to keep the R word alive, but the good spirited aspect of just, hey man, it doesn't matter what you say, it matters what's in your heart, my God.
I couldn't agree anymore.
I met Norm Macdonald once. I
Fuck
played
outta
poker with
here.
him. I played poker with him, and I got to one of my favorite things, like that I'll cherish forever, is I got to make him kind of laugh, like with a joke.
No way.
What was the
I
joke?
gotta hear that joke
Yeah.
now.
Okay, it's not even a joke. It wasn't like a setup and punchline joke, but I'll tell you what I said. So it's already it's like a little. It's all just like young like startup comedians, and then Norm Macdonald at this like upstairs hotel poker table room, and so it's a little tense, like everyone's worried that you're going to say something dumb to Norm, and it's like how much celebrity does he need to be dealt with, right? And so whatever I lead in, I've been drinking. And he's right across the table from me, and I'm like, "Hey, Norm, can I ask you something?" And you can kind of see everyone's a little bit nervous, like, "Oh, what's this guy gonna say?" And I said, "You ever kiss any starlets?" And that was it. And just the guy beside me who invited me in was mortified. He's like, "Oh, what are you talking about? Of course he's kissed some starlets. Come on, he's been dirty work." He starts naming his credits off, and then Norm's like he gets he saw what I was doing, and he kind of beady-eyed like smiled at me and laughed at like super short one. He's like, yeah, I kissed some starlets." And it's like, "All right, I'm good, man. Life is pretty good."
That's all I wanted to know.
That guy, he was so... Norm Macdonald. Are you familiar with Norm Macdonald?
Oh, man. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking. I took a drink before I interrupted. I thought you were talking. I was like, "Oh, am I?" Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit. No, I'm not a
Big, not like diehard fan or
No.
nothing. My favorites are watching clips of him on like Conan O'Brien and stuff.
yeah.
Like he was one of Conan's favorite guests to have on. Dude, I'll have to send you some clips.
Okay.
They're fucking hilarious. There's one where he was there was that girl who used to be in, it was like, I don't know if it was Beverly Hills 90210 or one of those
Melrose
fucking
Place.
shows. Melrose, yes. There's a clip of him with that girl from that movie, and she was promoting a movie she had done with Carrot Top, and I don't remember the name of it. Anyways, and he's
That's the
just
joke at the end.
shit talking.
Because they were like, the title, it's yet untitled, and he'd already been ribbon, and he's like, "No, it's actually chairman of the board." And Conan's like, "Yeah, let me see you do something with that, you freak." And like 2 half beats, he's like, "Bet the board is spelled BORED."
ORED. Yeah, he's just shit talking the movie. It's just off the cuff too, man. Brilliant man.
Brilliant dude, but also like the most beautiful heart, like the most like thoughtful and secret, like wonderful person.
Just humble, right?
Oh yeah, man. And loved his mom. How much do you love that?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
He make all things cool, like whatever. Like he made the R word okay for me, but also he made me love my mother more. So what's more important, do you think?
Nice.
Right?
If I
That's
didn't
true.
like take any of his advice, and I didn't use that word kindly, and I didn't love my mom as much as I currently do.
That's true. I get it.
Thanks.
For somebody who's like gonna bitch about him using the R word, the like if he did that, brought that love up for your mother, for you, like he clearly did that for other people as well. So like, what's more
course,
important there? Spreading the love or using a word, right?
Yeah, and like no one would ever like actually say that to someone who was handicapped, but there'd be people who would also never use like words like that, who would demean and belittle like someone who's handicapped because they got rotten hearts, but they can use all the right lingo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know that it's just so fucking different nowadays. I don't get it, and like we're just not in. I don't know. It's just the generation that's coming up, and I'm sure when we were being brought up, that's what the older, like our parents and the older people, were thinking about us too. So I think that's just like not a vicious cycle. It's just a cycle. I think
except
very
now it's
repetitive.
amplified by the internet.
Yes. Yep. And now it's like worldwide, legitimately.
Yep.
Yeah, and
As
now there's
opposed to,
not
like,
going to be.
division.
Now there's not going to be at episode 144.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, guys. This was
We
it.
are
I ruined
most
it.
definitely. No, you did not. You have my words, my dude. You did not. We get to do whatever the fuck we want around here, pretty much. Pretty much.
Sweet. Yes, you're free men doing God's work, or
Free-
whatever creator you feel, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes.
So
You're
what's
doing important work. Sorry, I keep interrupting, bro. It's this damn,
no.
it's this damn satellite delay. It is just like on the news. I'm like, why don't you just wait till the other guy's done? It's like, now I get it.
So when can we find you on a stage again somewhere?
Man, here's what I was thinking. It's so cold right now. What's it like where you guys are? Is it awful?
Oh, dude,
Today was-
It's
today
been
was minus 10.
blizzarding.
Yeah, geez. I mean, and I know it's just beginning, and I know what I can take as a Canadian. So I'm going to keep the danger drives to a minimum because I can't afford new tires right now. No, but what I'm real thinking is I got an opportunity to blast off to Mexico in this little weird town that I'm not going to say in case someone sends assassins or whatever. And I think I'm going to try and hide out for the winter and maybe I'll do something like what you guys are doing, just show people my new songs and my process or something. But that's where my heart is right now, just to avoid that soul crushing. You know how much a little bit of winter, a lot of winter is good for us, just so we have that wonderful Canadian balance, so we're able to be more, we have more gratitude to even decent weather, you know. So it is a nice balance, but I think it goes a little too far, and we all feel it right around January. and
Yeah.
and it starts affecting, I think, your relationships, and I think you turn into like there's mean month. I think that's like mean month, and like it's like, I'm sorry for what I said. It was January, man. So if I can avoid a lot of that and have no mean months, and then come back and start hitting the world fresh, man.
Dude,
But-
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, you hate winter.
I despise winter very much so, but that being said, it's never been enough for me to like pack up and get the fuck out of Dodge,
That's
right?
right.
Like I'm still here, you know, so how much do I really hate
But
it?
so I'm from Holland, and there you have a lot of rain, and for me it was the same thing. Like this fucking rain, I'm sick and tired of it. Now I'm here. Now it's snow.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. And then whatever, you go to Spain or Mexico or whatever, some warm country, and then it's too much sun.
Too
There's
many
always
mosquitoes, or there's always something,
There's
right?
always too many bugs.
Yeah, but
Snakes
everyone
up.
loves the rain. Well, not everyone, but I personally love the rain. Like, I go to sleep to like 24 hours sounds of rain like hitting on the window of a boat. But no one goes to sleep to sounds of like snow.
You're right, though.
What does snow sound like, though?
Nobody like that sleet hitting the fucking window. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just like what the buses sound like as they drive past your apartment and like make the sidewalk gross. That's no one goes
That's
to bed
slushy.
to that sound. Oh, well, with a little reverb, that might be nice. A delay. I don't know.
Fucking A, my dude. Well, I think we are up on time here right now.
It's a good talk,
So-
man. You guys are good at this. It's been a pleasure, man. An hour ripped by right quick, like.
I can't even explain to you how grateful I am that you came on here, my
Yeah.
dude. It was like, honest to God, it was as simple as like, hey, do you want to come on this show? This is what it is. And you were all for it, my dude, and I truly appreciate that.
Thanks for all the kind words, man, and building a brother up. Like, I am a humble fellow, but like, man, no, I love being built up. I can't hear enough kudos, and I think all of us in our lives could learn to spread a little bit more kudos, man. Like, tell the person when they're doing the good job, or when they look handsome in their jeans and gray sweat top and no shoes, whatever.
Yeah,
I was talking about you,
agree.
man.
About Mark?
Me?
Well, yeah, with jeans,
For him.
gray sweat
Yeah.
top, no shoes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
man.
never. I got to get better at complimenting people. I'm working on that.
Well, he's Dutch, so he doesn't always pick up what we lay down
Okay,
sometimes.
settle down.
But dude, I want you to know that us here at Funky Moose, we fucking love and respect you and the Highkicks and the dudes. I can't wait to see you perform live again. You have my word.
Yep.
Next time you're around this area, I will be there, front row and center, my dude, fucking screaming my ass off. 100%.
Yeah, man. We were, and if anyone's out there, I was too fast saying we weren't playing any shows. What I'm saying is we will play your shows, though. Rock and roll needs to be like, when the call is put out, we do heed.
Okay.
Fucking A.
That's good.
Okay, so we're going to let you go. We'll say
Thank you
goodbye
so much,
to everybody
guys.
out there. But actually, stay on the line for 5 more minutes here, and we'll just say goodbye to everybody at home here. Thanks, you guys. Can we close the show with Good Life from Highkicks?
Yes.
One of my favorites
Awesome.
right here. Enjoy, you guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hi, everybody, and away we go.